Happy birthday to me. So I'm having a little solo date day. It's my birthday. I looked up a few spots local to me in nature that I can park up. Not too far. I got some food. Made a pack up. Made sure I had my headphones and my sunglasses. I've just been mooching around. I'm now at my third stop. And I can see a view over the estuary. I can see clouds. It's quite overcast. I can hear birds tweeting. I've been smelling all the hawthorn or blackthorn, whichever one, maybe it's both of them. It's like sweet smelling perfume. Ugh. I've said hello to a few strangers. And I even meditated in a little bird hide, which was nice. I think it's really important to immerse ourselves in nature because we are nature. Oh, it's just starting to rain. When I'm walking around a place where there's multiple directions you can choose, I engage my inner Pocahontas, and when the wind blows in a certain direction, I follow it. It's like a clue. Essentially, this is what somatics is about, coming into the body and getting tuned in to what is going on. And the nervous system can become dysregulated from external factors or circumstances, trauma. And there are ways in which we can override these sorts of malfunctions. Now, let me get it straight. They're not malfunctions in the sense that it is your body's organic way of handling what's thrown at it. So we don't need to shame or throw shade at ourselves for the anxiety or the depression. Why? Actually, it's a tool. But what I'm talking about is the necessity of cultivating space and time in our everyday lives to be tuned in to this wonderland that we've got going on inside. And there's systems and structures in place that will try to keep your attention, keep your awareness off you. Capitalism, patriarchy, just to name a few. So I like to think of pleasure activism as a sort of fuck you to those things. And it can be as simple as taking a breath, feeling your heartbeat, allowing your eyes to wander around the space that you're in, whether that's nature or whether that's a room. Tuning into the body, your autonomy. And pretty soon, the parasympathetic nervous system can kick in, allowing your sympathetic nervous system to ease. That fight or flight mode that's got us on like tender hooks, like, I'm ready, I've got you. Like, whoa, simmer down. Simmer down. So, Yeah. I appreciate it's not always easy to cultivate space and time for yourself. A little solo date, like I'm having today. That's why we have to. Like a ritual. Like a practice. Like we need to. Because if we're not in tune with ourselves, then what are we tuned into if not noise outside of ourselves, external from ourselves? And when we focus our awareness or attention on something that is outside of us, we're neglecting this. And that's all we've got. This is how we exist. Our soma, our body, our being. This is it. This is everything. So if we detach, if we disconnect, if we drift from self, you're gonna get ill. Overwhelmed, burnt out. So really, it allows you to build your capacity to take on more and to navigate the noise that is outside of you. Start small, mate. But start. And if you feel those signs of tension and overwhelm and stress, invite love in. Like a gentle knock. Knock, knock. A gentle knock. I think I'm calling a horse. Invite love in. Pour it over you, your situation, your circumstance, your challenges, your issues that you face. Pour it over you like coconut oil that's melted. Massage it into your circumstances. Because it won't remove them, but it might help soothe them. And that might help ease into taking care of you. When all around you feels a bit much. It's a lot, mate. It's a lot. And we're taking on more and more information with these things that we carry around with us all the time. Oh. Do you remember a time before we had them? Phones, that is. I do. And I think part of my mental health recovery journey... Oh. Traffic. My phone felt like a portal to all these other worlds and lives that I had lived. I'd done quite a bit of significant travelling, volunteering with vulnerable community groups around the world, but jumping from one project to another. It was inevitable that I would have a nervous breakdown and burn out. And so, like, picking up my phone and thinking, oh my God, like, I couldn't even comprehend all the different potential people I could communicate with, because that was acknowledging all the lives that I had lived, and it was overwhelming. It was too much. My little brain, my body was shut down. So what else did I have to do but roll around on the floor and lean into things that maybe I would have been attuned to when I was a kid, like painting, colouring in, drawing, dancing, music. Ultimately, what I found is that at the end of the day, it's just you. There's no one else. And so I had to look after myself. And I had to take the steps to learn what I needed, which meant coming into relationship with myself. When you get to know someone, what are you into? I don't know. Never really given it much thought. But now, mate, I can park up on a country lane in the rain, look out at some nature, just be fucking glad to be here. My goodness me. In my darkest days, it was hard to exist and difficult to comprehend a life, how to live. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I didn't have the energy or capacity to do loads of things, as in, like, literally, like, have a wash, brush my teeth, make food. That's where we were at. So I'm offering you this as a sort of invitation. Do what works for you. But as someone who's hit rock bottom and picked themselves up again, and recognise that being alright is enough, rather than striving, surviving, desperate to be thriving. Like, I'm thriving. I'm living my best life because I know that I exist and I prioritise my own needs, pleasure seeking, even though I can't control external factors and challenges and oppressive forces. But what I do have control over is my thoughts, my being, my regimes. And there's times when they might feel less accessible, or I let things slip. I'm not being regimented. I used to run 5k every morning. Oh, I was just pumping more cortisol around my body that was already quite strained. I'm not talking about that. I mean, we've got these practices that we lean on to keep us afloat. That window of tolerance. We want to stretch our comfort zone, not to breaking point. Just being. Just taking a moment to acknowledge I am here. I'm alive. I have breath. I don't even have to think about it, just happens. But it doesn't hurt to give it some thought and get some more air. That heart that's beating. The sensation of your skin. The temperature. Just notice what you notice. Bringing your awareness to your being. I invite you in. Into you. Invite love in. Fill your cup up. Tend to your needs. Mend your container. And let love pour through. And only then, when you have surplus, offer anything to others that you can spare. Because you're doing no one any favours, and you're doing you a disservice, pouring from an empty well. Sustain yourself, mate. Look after yourself. I love you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy to be here. In this moment, in this place, right here and now.